In January 2024, tens of thousands of protesters marched through the streets of Paris and different cities, holding banners reading, "Immigration is a chance for France." What were these protests actually about? In December 2023, France introduced a bill showing extreme hostility towards immigrants. This newly passed bill includes a harsh stance on immigration rules related to residency and citizenship. Not only this, the French government passed a bill in January 2024 to control foreign workers' stay and ensure compliance. The question arises, why is a country that has benefited so much from immigrants now shifting its stance? What impact will this new law have on France? Let's find out with a brief tour of some historical background. Decades ago, this immigrant-friendly country was known for welcoming immigrants seeking work or refuge. Immigrants were considered the backbone of French industries. Turning the pages of history back, we find that 30 years post-World War II, from 1945 to 1975, France enjoyed tremendous economic growth. During these years, France took in millions of immigrants from Japan, Algeria, Pakistan, and other world regions to compensate for labor shortages. Moreover, immigrants from Poland and Italy also filled these shortages and played a pivotal role in boosting France's industrial and economic progress, despite often receiving lower wages. But these liberal immigration policies continued in France until 1973, when the oil crisis marked a major shift. At that time, the French government imposed tight immigration rules. Additionally, the far-right National Front supports further reduced immigration by imposing restrictions. Jean-Marie Le Pen from the National Front continued supporting this agenda throughout the 1980s and 1990s. These changes in policies didn't stop here. In 1993, France introduced a zero immigration policy, and in 2000 it adopted a chosen immigration policy, allowing only selective immigrants based on their economic needs. After some years, the situation flared again when 2 immigrants died in 2005, and this led to further adjustments in policies. After 1 decade, the European migrant crisis reignited debates about immigrants, and once again France refined its immigration policies. Recently, the introduction of a new French immigration law captured the attention of millions of people. Since it has all the hallmarks of the far right, it aimed at taking a tougher line on immigration. One of the most controversial aspects of this bill is its impact on children of foreign parents. Under this bill, the children of foreigners born in France cannot become French citizens until they apply for citizenship between the ages of 16 and 18. These policies ignited tensions among immigrants, making integration a lot harder. Further, the bill aims to tighten immigration controls by making it tougher to gain work visas for foreigners. Besides this law intends to reduce their numbers in France by imposing strict checks on refugees. Critics of this bill are of the view that this bill is overly harsh and against basic human rights. Contrary, its supporters argued that this new law is vital for protecting social and economic stability in France. The French job market is populated with immigrants. From agriculture to construction, all low-wage sectors have more immigrants than natives. This fueled tensions among native citizens who assumed that immigrants were taking jobs away from them. Not only this, but they also believe that immigrants place a significant burden on resources. They argue that resources allocated to cater to the immigrants' needs should be used to address the native population's emerging needs. But here's another side of the story. Immigrants play a crucial role in filling job vacancies that are otherwise difficult to fill. Also, by starting businesses and providing job opportunities to many natives, immigrants are contributing to the French economy. But unfortunately, public opinion of immigrants and economic pressure overshadowed these contributions. On the political front, the anti-immigration agenda run by the National Rally and other parties is enforcing tougher immigration policies in France. Politicians use immigration as a weapon in their election campaigns to gain voter support. Adding to that, France is known for its cultural and secular values, which form the basis of its national identity. But now its identity is being challenged by the presence of immigrants, particularly Muslims and those from non-European backgrounds. To preserve their secular values, France is imposing a ban on wearing full-face veils or hijabs in public. This further heated already disturbed conditions among immigrant communities. These immigrants started living in separate groups, leading to a fear of social segregation or the creation of a divided society. In response, France is now taking measures for stricter immigration controls to avoid tensions between different groups. Another important factor behind avoiding immigrants is overcrowding in urban areas of French cities. About 10% of the French population is made up of immigrants, meaning 6.5 million people out of a total population of 65 million. According to a survey, in 2020, about 2 million applications were waiting for social housing in France. Let's have a look at the statistics to know the concentration of immigrants in Paris, Marseille, and Lyon, mainly. The population density of this city of lights itself is alarming. 21,000 humans per square kilometer. Not only this, but a freaking 20% of the population is foreign-born. The situation has made the region face housing crisis. The shortfall of houses has reached about 200,000, which further has led to high rental prices. Hence, French citizens face difficulties paying unjustified rentals for small spaces. With 3,600 human heads per kilometer, next comes Marseille, where 25% of the population is based on immigrants. And number 3 comes Lyon, where the immigrant population is 15%, and the population is 10,000 people per square kilometer. Those who still believe overcrowding is not an issue should know that it leads to more significant problems like strained healthcare services, overcrowded schools, and public transportation. France is unable to control immigrants due to Schengen visa policies. On the other hand, as a key member of the EU, the country is facing pressure on its immigration policies. France has disagreements with fellow EU members upon taking responsibility for asylum seekers and refugees. Due to the lenient policies of other member countries, immigrants enter the French border easily. The situation results in uneven enforcement and overflow of immigrants, particularly in France. Furthermore, the refugee crisis in Afghanistan, Syria, and some parts of Africa has impacted the immigration policies of France. The arrival of these refugees strains the country's resources. The public debate over immigration policies and domestic pressure on humanitarian obligations led to border security and tightening asylum processes. The evolving stance of French immigration policy is the product of this global refugee crisis. A good number of immigrants originate from North African countries, which became much more controlled due to strained relations between the two countries. The same is the situation with Italy because of the handling of immigrants crossing the Mediterranean. So the French stance on immigration policies is also because of these geopolitical concerns that are way broader. France has witnessed massive growth in its industrial sector due to the efforts of immigrants. However, now this country is restricting foreign entry and imposing strict laws on immigrants as part of its welfare reforms. It's pretty unclear whether the new law will cater to the needs of the French business community. What do you think about France's stance on immigrants? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to share this video and subscribe to our channel.